I've read a lot of your bills, and like you said, there are bills that need to be opened up, and I'm telling you now, millions of women across America are being harassed and sexually assaulted in locker rooms. I'm a lesbian black woman. I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. And I do respect a lot of the things you've done. But I do see a lot of these bills that you've passed that are dangerous for women and young children. And I understand that you're trying to be on a level playing field. And I'm here to represent my community because I hear a lot of things about my community in these bills. And I'm telling you as a woman, first and foremost, that this is dangerous and we need your help because you're in the office, you're going to go in the Polinsky spot. I want to support you. I have millions of people behind me watching this right now, and we want to know, are you going to protect women? Not trans women, trans women are different things. Women. Listen, we need to protect women's safety. I was assaulted.
Women are women.
I was assaulted. No, they are not. They are men. I was assaulted by men. He broke his wife's jaw so bad she needed reconstructive surgery. I'm a lesbian. I'm not transphobic and I'm black. So if there's another black woman in here who wants to tell me how they feel, please join in. But all of you are not. And I don't know who you are, what you are, but I'm a lesbian, and I'm telling you right now, men are harassing women in the locker rooms.
I mean, she loves the JJ so much, her last name is Hyman. Let that sink in. See, the only time that white people on the right want to stand behind black people is when they can be the face of their dirty work. And I don't even know if Trish realizes that she's being used as a pawn for right-wing propaganda. I don't know if she realizes that. And she keeps talking about she's a black lesbian woman. Well, if you are, I need you to tap into that, wake up and understand that you are being used. And I say that she's being used because she showed up to this event with a cue card in her hand. A cue card. Does the woman we saw having the meltdown in Gold's Gym look like the type of person who would put notes on a cue card to go and prepare to meet with a state representative? The answer is a resounding no. Someone prepared that for her. And I'm almost 100% sure that it's someone on the right who is propping her up to be the face of transphobia. And it's really sad to watch her buy into that. And what we're not going to do is ignore the elephant in the room, as if we don't see how masculine presenting Tish is, how tall Trish is, how heavy her voice is. We often talk about transphobia affecting women. Trish is exactly the type of person we're talking about when we talk about transphobia affecting black women, because she is a very masculine presenting black woman. She's the type of black woman that men wouldn't hesitate to treat like a man. A lot of women, cis women, wouldn't want Tish in the women's locker room based on the way that she presents. A lot of cis women wouldn't want their daughters around Tish based on the way that she presents. But that's a conversation she may not be aware of or she's not ready to have because she's in Delulu land right now. And it's like people just get up here and say whatever they want to say without having any factual data to support what they're saying. This is happening to millions of women across the country. It's not happening to millions of women across the country. The reason why this particular incident is so salacious, the reason why it's garnered so much public attention is because it's an outlier. This is not something that happens on a daily basis, because if it were something that happened on a daily basis, people would have acclimated to it already. And that's why it's being blown out of proportion. And I'm not even speaking up in defense of the person who was in the locker room, because again, I don't think that that person should have been there. But two things can be wrong at the same time. The person shouldn't have been there. The reaction was over the top. Not only was the action over the top, the response subsequent to the action has been over the top. And now you're going on this whole smear campaign against the trans community because of an incident that you had with one particular trans person. And that's my beef with it, right? Because when you try to vilify an entire community, you pull me into the fold. I don't go into the women's locker room. I don't even go into the gym if they don't have sanitizing wipes to wipe down the equipment, because I find public spaces disgusting. And if we're going to talk about predatory behavior, then let's talk about predatory behavior. Some of you may think I'm reaching when I say this, but I feel like one of the main reasons that Tish may have had such a over-the-top response to the trans person's business being out in the female locker room is because it interrupted her fantasy. It's because she goes into the locker room. Because if you're in the locker room minding your own business, you go in there, you take a shower, you pack up your things, and you leave. Why are you lingering like a bad odor? Huh? Huh, Tish? See, I feel like it was like a bright sunny day and then someone scratched the record when that penis showed up in that locker room. And when that penis showed up, Tish being a diehard lesbian, her whole fantasy was interrupted because maybe the place that she goes to get her, was interrupted once again by the presence of a peen. And that's the reason why she's upset, because this whole thing, say what you want to say about the trans person being in the locker room, say what you want to say about the trans person's appearance. The trans person was not aggressive. The trans person was not confrontational. The trans person was not belligerent. The trans person has not since gone on this campaign about why trans people belong in these spaces. It's been Tish who has been milking this for everything that it's worth. And it's probably because she doesn't have anything else to latch on to. Where's the music? You know, pew pew to your head. Name 5 Tish Hyman songs. Last thing I want to say to all of you hypocrites on the right who take this Tish Hyman Gold's Gym situation and want to use it as fodder to further push your agenda. I see you. Maybe the rest of the public doesn't, but I do see you. I see the fact that you turn a blind eye to the multiple convictions of President Trump. I see that you turn a blind eye to the fact that the Epstein files are being suppressed. And even though a couple of files came out most recently, we see that he had some sort of connection to Epstein and he had some sort of knowing about what Epstein is doing. And then you come over here and try to act holier than thou as it relates to the Gold's Gym situation, as if you want to protect women and girls. I see you turn a blind eye to all of the preachers and pastors across this country who continue to abuse with impunity. Maybe the rest of the public doesn't see you, but I see everything that you do.